mornings and afternoons, and I just my send me mom to my car. This HOL, the stupid. Do you ever believe that a parking lot in a townhome should have numbering? And you have a parking lot for each one. They interfere with me or with my neighbors in North Las Vegas. They are numbering the parking lots and we have a gate. That's not fair, so many people. My son wants to visit. My daughter parks her car across from me. I have to get up in the morning to send her to her car, bring her back. She comes from work. She goes from the morning till 6 at night until she gets home at 7. Would you believe it? Paperwork as secretary. They should pay her 32. They're cheating her half of her check, $15. From her check, she took $16 paycheck. American Homes. Is that fair in Henderson? What kind of a human person are you to cheat her half check? Give her back her 1532 they pay. And she have education. She have a degree for a year. 2-year degree. And this ridiculous, they didn't do my front yard in North Las Vegas, Nevada, Centennial Park, where VA hospital is. I've been telling them, and I'm paying my HOA, and every month I have to deal with them. They're supposed to pay automatically from my check account. But now I had to pay for 2 months because their dumb, stupid mistake. My other friends the same way. My other friends the same way. And they hold the phone. Sometimes they listen to the phones and they intercept the phones and they tell sometimes to do that. And then the garden in front of my house and my other friend's house, they're not listening to do it. This is not fair. And they need to do that. What kind of life is that? Putting numbers on for some people and numbers for others and numbers for some people. And people have to walk across the street to park their cars. And there wasn't any numbering. Those people who work for the association, they do for themselves and they don't do for the community around them. They should be able to do that. This lady, she moved, and the other lady, she moved. They made troubles, and after they finished their troubles, they moved out of the area, and then they marked the spots. We had them mark for just one house, and then they put all the numbering so they can tow their cars and make money. And they made trouble for Vegas for the residents to pay for. They just park it for 1 hour. How can they park it for 1 hour? There is a shopping center at Caesar. We park it for free. This is ridiculous. This lady from California, she destroyed everybody's life. She destroyed. That's why the houses went up and the houses went down and the houses the market went down in New York City. That's why they destroy every little detail. And my front of my garden house, it should be done. And they didn't do now the front of my neighbor's house, and we paid the association. They didn't do his sprinklers, the sprinkler in my backyard or front yard, or their front yard sprinkler. I don't have to. I brought my own sprinkler. I need somebody to do it, like for $30 or something, the sprinkler. This is ridiculous. They're not listening, and we're paying them. That's not fair. They do for some people, for some others. They try to destroy my whole life, and that's not fair. My name is Mele. What do you think? And then the children, they play and they go to the park and they start with it. One kid, his mom tells him, "Oh, you can break her glass. Oh, don't worry." She lets him run inside people's house and she goes lies to her husband and tells him, "Oh, I didn't tell him that." And then she tells him, "Do what you want, and you go around the house and smash her glass and smash her hair for the grandma or for the mom or her mother-in-law. That's not right. Or for the mother of or the man or the woman. I don't think the man, the woman, some woman, not me. Some women they do that. They break the house's mother. They come to their friends and their kids they play in the house wherever they want. We don't mind. But to let them go and touch everything in the house, that's not fair to the in-laws or not fair to the grandmas or the mothers or some dumb husbands. Eh, this is not cute and that's not right. We try to help you out, mothers, young mothers, and you try to destroy. You're always thinking of money and greed. Think of your husband and your family and teach your children how to obey you and not destroy people's house. They're trying to be kind to you and loyal and try to help you out with your children. And you are selfish with their life. They need to meet other people. What if something happened to the mother or the father and they don't know anybody? Have to teach them how to learn to meet other people, good people or bad, but good people better if you know godly or not, godly good. I mean, that's a blessing for you to know somebody. How do you know this person is no good? Someone lied in the neighborhood. How do you know? Did you meet with her? Did you stay in her house? Do you know her life? You should be around. This neighbor is lying, or the other neighbor is lying, or the other neighbor. God said, love your neighbor as yourself. It means in God's way, or not God's way, see the truth before you lie about other people. And this man wants this woman to marry her, and she doesn't like him. He wants to enforce everybody. He lies about everybody about her, so he wants to marry her. And then she loses everybody else. She cannot get married. From your in-laws, from your cousins, from your friends. You are so naive people sometimes. And you live with a husband that you are naive to him. He does what he wants, and you're not supposed to do. You do as a family, you are one. When you get married in church and you are godly, you do as one. But don't be too much controlling either. Oh, oh, you see, my son. Mom, what is it? Can I watch this show now? Okay. Which show would you like to watch? I like to watch Sesame Street and Cookie Monster. And then I see his yummy, yummy, yummy Cookie Monster and his crumbs and garbage pan. And then I like to go outside to the park and I like to have my free time with my friends in the park, not only sit home and keep on sitting on the couch until you get up from your sleep, Mom. Can I have some kinds of neighbor friends? They go to the park, I go with them, and you sleep 1 hour. But then you give me the phone if anything happens. I have to know them very well, Ma. And I know what to do in case of emergency. I dial 911 or I dial 411 or I do the best I can. I remember my number. I learn one by one until I get it to my head. And then I learned different languages from young. I learned my mom's language and other people's languages so I be fluent. So if people ask me questions from foreigners, they come to a different land. So we'll be smart. Ask God to help you. Sometimes God gives gifts and skills. Oh, I'm bored, Ma. Then draw something. Do something with your life. Sit down and draw a book. Take a book and read it. Or let me read it for you. Or something do with your life, so then I like to go camping with my mom and dad or friends or church. I like to drive to different lands and go internationally or domestically. You are making worse. How people can go travel internationally? You're making people sit everywhere. They go domestically, but they need to travel, see the world too. God made different worlds, Orient, Middle East, uh, Austria, London, Paris, all kinds of bird, exotic Africa, all kinds of the world. Credit cards. People try. Why can't you not use it for stupid things so we can use it for things that we can go travel with or do things? I used to sometimes with my children travel to my family and don't use it for things I don't need. And then when I bought my house, I bought only furniture and I didn't get stupid things. I bought me little clothes, not too much, and I traveled only to my mom and dad and my family. I used my car. And now I can't use it because the dumb family, they didn't know how to use their minds. I had to help them, my son and my daughter. And my husband, dummier than dummies before. This is ridiculous. Do you believe it? I never see my brothers like before when my mom and dad died. My mom died 20 years ago. I saw my brother, the oldest brother, I saw him maybe twice in 61 years. And my other brothers, I saw them all sometimes, like in 5 years now, I saw them one time. My sisters one time. This is ridiculous. I've been helping them, me and my mom, so much, and my dad. We used to do so much for them, for the chairs, for the house, grocery shopping, shoring when they go to work, laundry, help them with everything. Somebody like I saved my brother's life in the train even. I stopped the train to save his life. And now where are they? They come and they're greedy families and they think they are the best. What kind of life? Your wives are jealous. They want themselves and selfish. And ridiculous, and husbands are selfish. They want themselves. They can't afford families. They can afford you and yourself and your selfish self. If he's very rich man, I have to live the same place I am. I cannot go lower than my weight or my way. I weigh the scale. Maybe I can go as the scale go. Oh, God said, throw your net 200 feet, 200 in the sea, and you'll find, throw your bread in the sea, you'll find it after a while. God, you never left me really. In my troubles, in my life, you never really left me or forsaken me. Eternal life for me, God. Whoever made the world, it's eternal life for me. I would like to visit different lands. When I went in 61 years, I went one time to Jordan. When I went there, I went to the Jordan River. God brought me back memories, brought me back my memory for reading and writing and thinking. I went to that Jordan River. I was surprised it was dried up. And then it rained again on it and it flows now with water. Then I start remembering all my history and geography. I start reading about everything about the land and the Bible again. Remember the church where we lived and where we served. Oh my gosh, God brought back so much in my brain that I can't help but thank Him so much for my life and my life of my family. I miss my mom and dad. We used to spend Christmas with them and Easter. And my mother was just died a year ago. She's 100 years old. My mom, she died 80. My dad died 79. Thank God they loved the Lord and they lived happily life. And we served the Lord. They never interfered in my life anyway. They were never around me. They never lived around me, but I lived around them. I traveled to see them once in a while. They never really start with me. I like them for that. I always helped my mom and dad. I watched my mom. She's 80 or 90. It doesn't matter. I went get her medicine, made sure that she is okay. My dad and my mom, they're the best.